Well, CMMC, as first announced 2 or 3 years ago, was a maturity model that had 5 different levels of maturity. And it included, for most of the defense industrial base, not just the 110 individual requirements of the standard NIST 800-171. It added another 20. And then it called for strata above that middle level that went up to much more demanding cyber accomplishments. Well, about 2 years ago, DoD decided that that was just too arduous for too many companies and too complex. And DoD was concerned that it would be impossible for some small businesses and might drive smaller businesses and innovators away from or keep them out of the defense industrial base. So as revised, CMMC now has 3 levels, only one of which is relevant for companies with CUI, and that's level 2. Level 2 for CMMC says, as before, that you have to provide adequate security, relying upon the 110 individually enumerated requirements in SP 800-171. Those are divided among 14 families of cyber controls. CMMC Level 2 also requires that you promptly report incidents should they occur. Now, the next step that occurs when new regulations are finalized and effective is that companies will be expected to have that third-party assessment. And CMMC includes the apparatus to accredit third-party assessors and to make them available to companies to conduct assessments that are either accepted now or can be accepted in the future by DoD. So the big difference between today and where we will be when CMMC 2.0 is in place is that under the new regulations, there will be all of the oversight and administration of application and guidelines for the application of third-party assessments to validate that companies at that level 2 who have CUI, in fact, are satisfying the requirements. And just to add one level of further detail, DoD knows that there is a limited number of such assessors today. That number is growing. And they also know that some companies have information of higher impact than other companies. And they will recognize that they can't impose the more demanding assessment requirement upon all the companies at once. They won't. They will be selected and have some priorities as to who must get assessment first. But to distill it all, the short form is this. Under 7012, which is in force today, you have to satisfy the 110 requirements of NIST 800-171. And under the 1719 regulation, also in effect today, you have to do a self-assessment using a prescribed DoD assessment methodology and report that self-assessment, your score, into the Supplier Performance Risk System, or SIPRS. You have to put the score in for each system that you use, and you have to tell DoD in the same report when you expect to close any gaps that you have found in your self-assessment. Also in place today is another clause, 7020, which gives DoD the right to do a medium assessment, which is where they call you to see if you have a basis to support the score that you submitted, or even a high assessment where DoD's DIBCAC unit will come visit you for as long as 5 days to verify that what you've said you do, you do.